like I was just saying, if you didn't hear me, this is Marty Freeman Radio. We are LIVE from the studios here in Winston-Salem, North Cac, and we are broadcasting literally, like I showed you earlier, we're broadcasting literally across the globe, the world. Mad shout outs to my people in Belize, Central America listening. Mad shout outs to my peoples in Paris listening. Mad shout outs to my peoples down in South Africa listening to Marty Freeman Radio. Thank you so much. Tonight is a special moment to me. My homie, my mans and them, my frat brother, Cactus Jack,
Number two.
Terrence Wayne, number 2 from Spring 92, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Criminal Minded. Man, there's so many accolades I could say. This is the gentleman that gave me my first chance at doing film work using this melodious voice. I'm going to bring to the mic someone who has done it all when it comes to these accolades. Filmmaker, from filmmaker to therapist to father to brother to son to husband. So many different ways we could take this thing. But Graham, man, welcome to the Freeman Casa.
Man, I'm honored.
You got to get closer, brother.
I got to get closer. I'm honored to be here, Marty. It took me a while to get here, but I'm here. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited about what's next. And whatever we got going on, we're going to do it at the best of his ability. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Blue Trilogy Productions is teaming up tonight with 5 Foot Productions. And for the people out there who don't know who 5 Foot Productions is, why don't you bring them up to speed on what 5 Foot Productions is and how you got started doing this thing?
5 Foot Productions is me, my son, William Graham, Xavier Graham, 5 Foot Productions. I started 5 Foot Productions in actually the 2nd grade. I was making comic books for my school age friends, and I was selling these books, and I said, man, dang, I got to come up with a name. So a combination of the 5 Footer from Fife Dog, Tribe Called Quest.
No doubt.
Right? And Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, D Nice, and Miss Melody.
No doubt, no doubt.
So as I gotten older, basically I started this production company. I didn't have a name for it when I was in elementary school, but that's where it originated from. Selling comic books to my friends. Then we started making mixtapes, going to DC every summer. I used to take the 102 jam, not 102 jams, but D103 with DJ Gilbert Bays, take his mixtapes, and DJ Chuck Chill Out from New York, combine the two, and then 102 jams and 97.1, combine all these tapes, all these mixes, and then I would do the stop and go on the cassette, the cassette recorder in the box.
Yeah.
Then I would make these mixtapes and go to DC. Man, when I get to DC, I would give them away. And then met this guy named Derek, and he had DJ Red Alert mixtapes, and from Philly. What's the DJ from Philly name? DJ Cash Money. So we used to get those tapes, and then 5 Foot Productions began. Everything I did with 5 Foot Productions. And then when I became an adult and I started writing children's books, I said, hey man, 5 Foot Productions will be the name of my production company. And once I made it LLC, started making films. And when social media blew up, 5 Foot Productions became a household name.
All right, so let's fast forward to 2025. How many films, docu-films, featured films, short films, how many are you in right now? How many you got in the can?
I got 5 in the can and 1 on the way. Will make 6.
All right. So what was the inspiration behind these films? Because give the people a little bit of your background, and it's not in media.
Right. So I'm a child therapist. I graduated from North Carolina A&T State University.
Aggie Pride.
That's right, Marty Freeman.
Gia.
I got a bachelor's degree in psychology, master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. I got a doctorate in counseling. I was a student of William Glasser, reality therapy, and reality therapy is basically you don't make any excuses for your behavior. So as a therapist, I said, man, I'm writing these children's books, and it was they were doing. I was a child therapist at first, and I was using my books and doing therapy with the children. But then during the pandemic, I crossed over to working with adults. So during the pandemic, everything shut down. Marty and I did this film called The Cycle. The Cycle got picked up by Amazon Prime, and The Cycle is about generational curses. Amazon Prime picked it up. It did very, 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 very well, and because everybody was basically in the house, stay-at-home order. Everybody's just watching content on social media, YouTube, and streaming services. And everybody sat down and basically started paying attention to what I was doing as far as these docufilms. But that's my biggest film to date. But the film that I enjoy the most, that is my biggest content film on YouTube, is The Earl of Duplin. And that film is about my childhood friend, Michael Earl. It talked about his trials and tribulations of being, quote unquote, a drug dealer. And I took a drug dealer and went through Eric Erickson's psychosocial developmental stages. Those who are in the field of psychology know about Eric Erickson. Basically, it takes a person through these different stages in life. And at a certain age, you should be in a certain stage in life. Well, Michael Earl, he got stuck in a certain stage he got stuck in, which caused him to make poor choices and bad decisions.
All right. So I'm going to throw a name at you, and I want you to tell me the first thing. That we in here drinking brews.
Yeah, man, we doing what we do.
We got some content going on right here, and we live on the radio air, but this is going to be for YouTube and all that. But all right, so I'm going to throw this name at you, and I want you to tell me what comes to mind.
All right.
Bobby B.
The Hater. So Bobby B. The Hater is a book that me and my brother co-wrote. It's about my son, William Graham, and it's about anger management. And the hater stands for his anger teaches everybody reality. And hey, look, man, the book did okay, but this was before social media. This is our first basically project, and we turned that into a feature film back in 2016.
Now, with Bobby B, the Hater, and the success from the illustration into the film version of it, did you ever think you would go from this cartoon or sketch book into where you are today with these docu-films that are looking at people's afflictions, not just mental, but what the stage of life that they're stuck in? Did you ever think it would go from there, or was that the goal? I guess is a better question.
When I was in grad school at A&T in the counseling department, first time I picked up a movie camera, I was doing a documentary on the homeless in downtown Greensboro, and I presented that content as a presentation for what class was it? I forgot the name of the class, but Dr. Saunders was my professor, and she gave me a platform to present this content. And it was my first experience with a camera, but also first time that people got to see my vision and realize that I had a different skill set as a therapist. So yeah, to answer your question, I did see it, but remember, I started this process before technology changed, before the iPhone. Once the iPhone came about, man, it's a no-brainer, man. I can shoot anything now. Anything goes now. I mean, there's so many filmmakers out here now. It's ridiculous.
And I think not just because I've been a part of several of these movies, but I think doing something that is as simplistic as looking at what a person has had in their way, an obstacle, something that they can't get over, and turning it into their superpower, into
Facts.
a film, is brilliant. Because you don't have to look for actors, because these are real live people.
Really use real people.
You know, these are real live people who are dealing with whatever they're dealing with. Again, who's listening out there, please Google The Cycle. And the one that I really like and really was proud to be a part of was
dumpster diving.
Dumpster diving. Tell the folks what dumpster diving is, because the first thing when you hear dumpster diving, you're thinking of someone going in a trash can or a garbage can. Flip that whole scenario and go deeper on that.
So with dumpster diving, we took the concept of toxic relationships, and when people are in these relationships, they want to fix you, change you, make you over. So you imagine yourself going into your filth, going into your waste, pulling yourself out of it and making you whole to fit their needs. So with dumpster diving, we took the concept of, hey, you can use King David, Cain and Abel, and Adam, and use biblical stories to tell our story as far as toxic relationships. And I use different people from California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, just all over the world. We traveled to meet different individuals with different stories, and couldn't find out we had a lot in common. I mean, we all been in toxic relationships. Some people been in several.
Yeah, no doubt. Y'all can't see me, but those of you in the YouTube world, me
too. You right?
But it's not about the relationship that you've been in. It's about what did you, if any, what did you learn from that toxic relationship, and are you repeating those things or are you learning from those things? I know that's what it was for me. And I wondered for years and years, damn, why am I always getting cheated on? Why am I always getting my heart broke? Why do I love this bitch more than she loves me? And I use the term bitch not as derogatory, but to put emphasis on the feeling that I had during these relationships. And, what is the old saying? The definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting
different results.
Different results. Well, for me, I was what we used to call back in the day Captain Save-A-Hoe. Again, hoe is not the saying, that she old two-bit hoe. No, that's just a terminology that we use to describe not them, but to describe me.
Right, because you was the hoe.
I was, yes, and I was trying to save myself by saying that they deserve. It's kind of narcissistic a little bit. They deserve to have a good man. They deserve to have a good relationship. But who in the hell was I to say that I was the good relationship that they deserve?
Right.
But that's where I was, and until I had to just sit back and notice and be honest with who I really am as a person. Do I have the ability to grow? And when am I going to get that growth?
That's a good point.
I didn't think I was ready for anybody, but lo and behold, 12 years later, this November, I'm in an excellent, based on from my past, I'm in an excellent relationship. But it was doing the narrations for dumpster diving that I could see myself in whomever story that I was narrating, or whatever passage of King David that I was narrating. I did a deep dive, so to speak, not to play on words, but I did a deep dive on who the hell is Marty? So these, we say films, we call them docufilms, but this is more people talking their truth, not just to be seen or heard, but, it's therapeutic to talk about yourself and to put the bullseye on yourself. But what you going to do? Are you going to do the work?
Right. And that's the part that I come in. I don't want the film to come off as a big therapy session. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is taking real life stories, and we're going through this journey to find out what the end result is going to be. We already know what the end result is, but what could have been if you make better choices, better decisions. Again, relationships building relationships is difficult. Maintaining relationships is more difficult. But learning to coexist in a relationship, that's where we need to be. Again, I was the provider in every relationship. I don't want to say I was trying to save them. I was trying to prove my worth to them within the relationship.
No
So,
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt. No
Dumpster
doubt.
diving.
Yeah. Now, you bring up a great point because you don't want to be typecast as being just a docu-film person, which isn't a bad thing, but you just shared with me what your next item up for the day, the next movie is going to be. Shed a little light on that because this is coming from a totally different angle.
Yeah, this is a different angle. The next film, it's a short film. It's going to be Me versus Me. And it's going to take a journey of a Desert Storm veteran who has been diagnosed with PTSD. He's a husband, he's a father, but he's struggling. He's struggling to coexist in this new world because, again, his mental health illness leads to his drinking, which is causing him to struggle to maintain those relationships. And I think by me working with the United States Navy, and the suicide rate for the United States Navy is one of the highest in all the military branches.
Speak on it.
So I think this film is it's gonna hit home for a lot of people. I'm a veteran, and I was in the Gulf War, and I think me personally, I'm gonna learn from myself because again, I went through. Well, I was so young during that time. They just put me back in college, and I had to figure it out. And during those times, I'm gonna say this, most of the people in my unit that I was deployed with, they all struggle transitioning back to civilian life. So, but yeah, this film is going to star Clifton Pearsall. He's from my hometown, and he has been in over 40 some movies on Tubi. So you guys have seen him before. You might not know his name, but he in all those movies, those independent films on Tubi. So I want to utilize him to do a range of emotions. I want you guys to see him go through withdrawal. I want you to see his struggle with alcohol and how alcohol, and when I say alcohol, it's beer, wine, liquor, whatever it is, how it takes him, where how it causes him lose his wife, lose his family, have a poor relationship with his child, and it's a dark. It's going to be a dark film, but that's what I'm used to. I'm used to just trying to bring light to chaos. So this film is going to be different than my normal film. It's going to be shot different. And again, I just want to get all these range of emotions out on camera and then see if you guys like it or not.
All right, go ahead, man. Let's give some shout outs. Who you want to recognize. It's no importance. So anyone is out there listening, well, you said me third. Doesn't matter, man. We giving people not they flowers. We giving people they due. So who you want to spotlight? Any organizations or anything?
Okay, I want to spotlight or give a shout out to Terry Watson. He is the owner of Who Am I magazine. He is one of I met him in 2018, and he put me on the cover of his magazine twice. And he just honored me with the Business Leaders Award. This man is acknowledging greatness and Black excellence in the Black community. I want to give Terry Watson a big shout out.
No doubt.
You changed my life, bro. Real spill.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I want to give a shout out to William Graham, my son, Xavier Graham, my son, my daughter, Brianna Graham. Hey, look, it's Father's Day. Y'all didn't give me a Father's Day gift. You didn't give me a birthday gift. You didn't give me anything for Christmas. But what you do, you're there.
Yeah, and talk your shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're always there with me. Your presence is everything. Damn them gifts. As long as we together and we share this space and we share time with each other. I love you guys. And I want you to be proud of me. I did everything I could as a father to provide for you guys. And you guys I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of my kids. They're my everything.
Yeah. All right. Timeline on this Next feature, Me Versus Me. How much time we talking?
I'm gonna shoot it like a Tyler Perry, man. I'm gonna shoot that shit in 2 days, man. We're gonna start filming.
Yeah, that's a little inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a Tyler Perry, man. I'm gonna shoot that shit in 2 days, man. July, I think we're gonna shoot it for Virginia Beach, July 19th and July 20th. We're gonna shoot for 2 days, 48 hours, and we're gonna be done with it. I'm gonna do what I need to do to get it done because I'm in the process of building my own TV studio.
No doubt, man. We can't skirt over
that.
that.
No.
Come on, man. We got time.
Okay, 5 Foot Productions. We got 5 Foot Productions coming real soon in Magnolia, North Carolina. It's gonna be built on my grandmother's land that she left the family. The studio is almost ready to go. That studio will host the Terrence Graham Show. That's gonna be my first talk show. And we're going to provide content for all entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, you definitely need to be a guest. If you have musical talent, poet, rapper, musician, R&B singer, you're a model, whatever your skill set is, I have a stage that you can perform on. It's going to be great. I will have different guest DJs on the show. It's going to be a combination of Arsenio Hall show and Rap City. You remember the basement? Yeah, that's what it's going to look like, man. So we're in the process of making this happen.
Yes.
And we're going to shoot our podcast at the studio, and it's going to be a great thing.
Magnolia stand up, but it's not just for local people in Magnolia. Again, we reach the world. So whatever county you in, if you want to get some, tell them how they can get in contact with you, my friend.
All right, so you can email me at gmccounseling@yahoo.com. Also, you can call me. I don't mind giving my number out, 919-710-7332. You can look me up, 5 Foot Productions LLC on Instagram. You can look up Terrence Graham on Facebook and LinkedIn, Dr. Terrence Graham on LinkedIn. I'm missing a platform, 5 Foot Productions LLC on YouTube.
Yeah.
The party, man. 5 Foot Productions in the building.
Yeah, man. That's what we do, man. Listen, I don't mind quote unquote breaking. There's really no format to break because when I left terrestrial radio, that's the local radio stations, and no knock against them. They have a great place. I learned at a terrestrial radio station at 90.1. Shout outs to WJMH 102 Jam. Shout outs to WKZL 107.5, The Eagle. Yeah, I did adult contemporary music for 2.5 years. That's Caucasian music. I did that for 2.5 years. But when you a pro, you know what I'm saying, you can do whatever.
And Marty played that.
He played that. No doubt. And it all led me up to where I am today. Oh, big shout outs to WQMG 97.1. So I don't do terrestrial radio and there's no format. I do what the hell I want to do and when I want to do it. And when I want to stop playing music and talk a little shit with my man, that's right. That's what I'm going to do. But I think someone out there has gotten something from what we talked about this evening. This isn't the only time that this is going to stop. The studio here at Blue Trilogy Productions is in the works. This is just a little bit that's around here. But, I can broadcast from anywhere around the world. But we are doing big things. Not in your eyes, they big things in ours.
That's right.
And once they stay there, that's where they're going to be. All right, let's keep this thing moving. Right now, we're going to get back into a little bit of music, if y'all don't mind. A little bit of Afrobeat, you know what I'm saying? We do that. Of course, you'll have that all day tomorrow. One of the stars of the Tyler Perry movie, Tiana Taylor, featuring Erykah Badu. It's a low key right here on Marty Freeman Radio. Yeah,
he played that.
A little bit of Afrobeat, you know what I'm saying? We do that. Of course, you'll have that all day tomorrow. One of the stars of the Tyler Perry movie, Tiana Taylor, featuring Erykah Badu.
All right, cut that off. Let me get some pictures.